The top things I've utilised since leaving my role as Chief Economist at Lloyds Bank are multivariate. I think it's about organisational skills, running a large team, complex team, both facing markets, facing the economy itself, forecasting, and going off and speaking to clients. So I think that organisational skill, the ability to be able to compartmentalise what you're doing and focus on each of them separately, is a huge skill that I've taken with me. The key point I have in mind when I think about the complexity of economics and how it breaks into developed countries, markets, emerging economies or developing economies, and how they all fit together is that it's one story. They aren't separate. They are uniquely influenced and affecting each other. So you have to think of it as a whole, and you have to see how one impacts the other and thread the needle and talk through how it all works together to become coherent when you look at it in the broad brush way, but also to see where you need to focus on the nitty-gritty details in individual areas. Well, my view on predicting risk and discussing risks is to always remember the old saying, how do you make God laugh? Tell him about your plans for the future. I don't know the future. No one knows the future. All you can do is best is to marshal the facts as you see at the time that you're looking at a prediction, and it's an informed guess. So, of course, economics feeds into politics. Politics feeds into economics. For me as an economist, fundamentally, much of what you see as political is driven by what happens in the economic world. Who gets what? At what price do they get it? Who controls resources? Why do they control resources? That's the politics of it. So I see it as integral. And so there's a feedback loop, and it goes both ways. Well, I think I'm going to, in looking at the things that I do, cop out and say that I find them all important. I enjoy being academic. I think it brings you back to the core principles involved in the subject matter. It allows you to interact with the future and to teach them what you know. It connects me to the core of the subject matter that I teach, so I find it useful to be able to have a foot in both worlds, in the academic world and how you use it. Theory is all very well. What happens in the real world can be somewhat different. So I marry the business world, market world, and the academic in that way.